Hello, friends and Disney fans everywhere. I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself from Fantasy. I'm knocking my microphone over. From Fantasyland News, that is Greg. It is July the 3rd, 2024. It's been a couple of weeks. I apologize. Work got in the way, but we're here now. Greg, what are we talking about this week?
You take 3 weeks off, and now all of a sudden you're hitting microphones.
And now, boom.
2 weeks. What? Tiana's opening day, I was over there at the park. We'll go all over merchandise, meeting ambassadors, beignets, man. Real beignets have come to the Magic Kingdom. We got halfway to the holidays. We're going to talk about Genie Plus, Lightning Lane Multipass, Lightning Lane Single Pass, and of course, we're going to end the show in fashion, my friend, as you and I get to talk about July the 4th Spectacular Parade down Magic Kingdom from 1989, Sam.
That's right. We're going to do a flashback. We're going to watch an old parade, make some comments on it. And I promise you, Greg, in that parade, there is a character that I'm going to guess you've never seen in any of the parks. We'll get there later. You guys stick around to find out what that is. We'll be right back. I forgot to mention before we started, if you're listening on Sam's Disney Diary, the podcast, make sure you go into the show notes, check that description. You'll get a link to the YouTube video because there's a lot of visuals that we're going to be going over today. And Greg, I know some of that starts even before we jump into this week at Walt Disney World because you were doing some other things in Orlando. And by the way, thank you to all of those watching and thank you for the comments. Love those as always.
Yeah, I got to bring up this one from Samantha. 1989, the year you were born. At least it had a 19 before it. I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that.
That's awesome. I love that. And we are going to be watching that in a bit. But we have a couple things to get into. So what did you get the ride over at SeaWorld, right?
So over at SeaWorld, they opened up a brand new family roller coaster called Penguin Trek. And I just wanted to show you from my camera. But they also had a camera that was facing myself and my daughter. Which, by the way, my daughter, Rory, has gone with me to every opening media day at SeaWorld for the past 4 years. So she's done Pipeline, Icebreaker, and now Penguin Trek. She's my coaster buddy. So she was over there. We got over there to ride Penguin Trek. It opens up on July 7th to everybody. It is a family coaster. You're about to see the first launch that's going to take off here. And it's just fun, man. Just simple fun. It's nothing over the top. No big loops, no drops. It's just a way to introduce kids and young ones and teens who may not know what a roller coaster is into a little bit of a high-speed thrill, man.
That looks great. It looks fun. I would definitely ride that. Speaking of Rory, it's been 2 weeks since we've last spoke. Has
Yeah.
she ridden Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
She has. She has
Nice.
ridden Tiana's. She finally went on it. Yeah, man. And you know what it is about Tiana's, and we're going to get into it. It's all about the theming of that ride. So
Sure.
we'll talk about it. But yes, we finally got her on Tiana's, and she never rode Splash Mountain before. But yeah. Thank you so much, EB. It is
Yes,
very
thank you.
appreciated.
That we took a couple of weeks off. That was on me. I was in Las Vegas one of those weeks, and I was in Washington, D.C. one of those weeks, but we're back, and I wanted to make sure we were back today. So with that, Greg, are we ready to jump into some of the things
but before we
want?
really get started,
Please.
Sam, that intro, you and I now have a great picture in front of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you and I
We
together, because
We
you
do.
were down here, which we never got to review your time down here
That's right.
because the next week you were gone.
Well, let me tell you, one of the things you and I were going to talk about was the fact that I had purchased Lightning Lane for one of the days. And I was explaining to you how you could, stack up some of these things by getting up at 7 a.m. And while I'm out, that whole thing's changed. It's all different now. What the heck
It
happened?
made no difference. We did all this. We went there, we did our homework, and then we had
We
to
did.
throw out our essay.
We did have to throw out the essay. We'll get to that in a bit, but let's jump into
Let's get started,
Tiana's.
my friend.
Let's get started because, of course, a new park, new attraction, there has to be a new map. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure, of course, is the cover of the Magic Kingdom Park Guide. And I love your I'm celebrating button pin
That was
right in
handed to
front
me
of.
by a
That's
cast member. She was like, "You want a pin?" I was like, "Do I?" Yes.
Of course I do. I'm celebrating Tiana's opening
Right.
day.
And so,
620.
yeah, there it is. Tiana's opening day in front of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I thought that was cool, man. Like, it's little things like
absolutely
that that you'll keep around forever and be like, when
Oh, yeah,
Granddad
that's
was.
absolutely cool. So we knew there were a bunch of things coming. You and I had talked about it a few shows ago and all of the cool stuff. Hi, Tasha. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. One of the photos you brought back is the queue area from Tiana's. And of course, the queue area is packed. There's a bunch of people there. And my first reaction, Greg, was that's the same that it would be if this was still Splash Mountain on a late June summer day. There's going to be a lot of people waiting.
But there isn't. That is a myth right there. That is a picture that looks like there is a lot of people in line, and there are not. This
Okay.
is probably, if I was to look at that queue, I would go, that's a 35-minute queue at Old Splash Mountain, or
And
a
that-
35-minute at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, because that is all virtual queue right
It's
there.
all virtual queue. That's right.
Yep.
Is it still only virtual queue for Tiana's?
That's all it is right now. You have to do, or Lightning Lane, virtual queue or Lightning Lane, either one of those two. I don't think that's going to last very long, especially with the changes coming up, which we're going to discuss in a little bit on the show. But yeah, that is only 35 minutes. That is not that long of a queue. It's deceptive. But that's why I wanted to take this picture, is so people can see this. This did not go back underneath the railroad tracks. This is all the line right there.
Which is under the tracks. It's the outside queue for Splash Mountain that we're all familiar with.
Yeah.
Super cool. All right. So one of the things that was a must do on this opening day, we'll get to the merchandise, but the other thing was food. And it was a must do for Tiana's famous beignets, which are now available in multiple locations in the Magic Kingdom. I want to know where you got them, how long you waited, and how were they?
I waited at Golden Outpost 5 minutes at 8:30 in the morning.
Which, by the way, I want to read this description.
Yeah.
Light, sweet, fluffy beignets with powdered sugar and drizzled with honey.
Light and sweet, yes. Fluffy, not so much, because they are real beignets, so they do have that harder outside. There's giant air pockets in the middle. And hopefully at one point somebody figures out how to stuff them, because a stuffed beignet is right up my alley right now. By the way, drizzled with honey, poured on with a lot of powdered sugar. Sam, was a walking mess for the next hour. Just, you know me.
It looks like a powdery mess. Like you're going to find
I'm
this
a Neanderthal when I eat. And
yeah, and
so
this is a lot of powdered sugar.
Everywhere. Thank God I went on Tiana's afterwards and was able to wash off.
Well, there you go. That's perfect. That's perfect.
If,
All right.
if the ride went
So
down, my fault. I broke it by my stickiness.
are you going to get these again? Were they
Yes.
worth the 5 minutes? Were they?
Yes.
You're all in on these.
I'm all in on these. These are better and more true to what a New Orleans beignet is than the ones at Port Orleans French Quarter. The ones
That's
at Port,
wonderful.
and that's a hot take. The ones at Port Orleans French Quarter are very donutty and fluffy, and they're very donutty.
Right.
These are more true to what a Louisiana. I would go say you can go down any street corner and find beignets at a good jazz bar. This is what they're serving.
Got it. Got it. That's awesome. I can't wait to try these. These will be on my list when I get back down there.
Yeah, they're great, man. And especially when they're hot and crisp and they just come out of the oven. They also had gumbo and a few other things that were available.
A little warm
over
for
there.
Gumbo, though. That's my only thing there, right?
Yeah, it's a lot much for gumbo. Speaking of gumbo, you know what I found in the ride? Two things. One, as you go around that first bend, the whole wall is you see like different, like you see onions and tomatoes and a few other things. That is actually the recipe for the gumbo.
Awesome.
It's great. But if you go through the Lightning Lane queue at Tiana's the Lightning Lane line, on the wall is her dad's famous gumbo recipe. So I now have a copy of the recipe. And this weekend, I will be at home learning how to make Tiana's famous gumbo, or Tiana's dad's famous gumbo from the Disney ride. I'm going to see if it works.
That's awesome. I love it. I hope to try that someday for certain. All right. Let's head back to Magic Kingdom and talk merchandise, because we knew
bag. I'll mail it up.
Nice. Disney knew that merchandise is going to be huge. So they had already announced that merchandise would only be available in the Emporium, and the Critter Co-op, the store near the attraction, would not be opened. Tell me how this went on opening day, because you were there, my friend.
It went how you would expect an opening day merch event to go. Like, come on, man.
Which means people everywhere. But were they prepared? Because the second picture that you shared is
they were prepared, and they had the line moving and schmoving. So
when you walked in, there was a big arrow head behind. The walkway that goes behind
Main Street Confectionery leads to Tomorrowland.
That was a big switchback, basically.
Yes. And so they just had you go all the way up to, on your right-hand side would be Tomorrowland Terrace, all the way there at the end of this walkway. Yep. So it went all the way to the hub and just switched back and forth. The line never got really that long. It did go back there pretty far. Different times of day, it would get full. They had it running really well. Inside the Emporium, they had more merchandise than you know what to do with. They had a lot. Nothing ran out. So, of course, Sam, I got there at 8:05 a.m.
Right.
And I parked at 8:05 a.m. The ride did not open until 9 a.m. Right. And people were already walking back to their cars at 8:05 with bags of stuff.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm not trashing anything, and I'm not saying anything negative, but the virtual queue kind of took the ride out of this whole thing, because if you remember in the past, people would line up at 3 a.m. and they would be rope dropped at like 5 a.m. to go to the next rope. And then like 7 a.m. they would go to the next rope. And then 8 a.m. they would open the ride up for everybody. And you made friends in line, and you made like you were tailgating, and it was a lot of fun. Virtual queue took that away, and it became a merchandise event instead of an opening attraction event.
It sure sounds like it. And you said they did not run out of anything.
No,
how was the
there.
Emporium set up? I mean, if I'm a day guest and I didn't know this was happening, was I still able to go in and buy Mickey ears?
Yes. So the front half of the Emporium was all Tiana's. By the time you got to the middle of what would it be? The old Penny Arcade was halfway down.
Yep.
So right about there, the rest of the store was the exact same merchandise you would find anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So the half of the store was Tiana's. How did it look the second day? Were you back the second day?
Critter Co-op was open, and the front part was Tiana's. The second part was Emporium, and they had everything still in stock. There was nothing that was like, oh, this was the hot seller. This is going to be what everybody's after. They just had enough, and enough people were happy about everything. You could buy a few things on the streets, basically. And we're going to get to one of those in a second, and I'll talk about that. But let's start here. There's a few mistakes in the merchandise. Now, I don't know.
Mistakes or, yeah. So we're looking at
You're
log
looking at
flume with some critters in it.
Okay. Now, what log flume is that?
That is, I see a rabbit on the front of that log flume, which tells me that is a Splash Mountain log flume because that's not on Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
That is a Disneyland Splash Mountain log flume too.
Oh, yes, because they're single ride. You're right.
Yes.
They're one by one, which makes me wonder if Disneyland's log flume will have the critter on the front.
I doubt it, but because we had it here and they're not there. So there's a few mistakes in the merchandise. The merchandise is great. By the way, what really bothers me about this whole thing is the shirtless fox in the back.
The shirt, the fox does not have a shirt.
He's a little creepy. That's
he's just hanging out. He's got his elbow
just
up.
Like, dude, I am chill. If I went to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure with no shirt on, people would ask me to put my shirt back on.
All right, let's move on to some of the other merch.
What do you call these fireflies or lightning bugs?
They're lightning bugs here in Western Pennsylvania, but I know exactly what they are, and I just saw some here earlier this evening.
The bear's name. There is many bears, and I will get that answer for you in a second.
And there are lots of bears.
There's
lots of critters.
4 bears. There's a lot of bears. I think that was the baby bear, and I have the name. I just have to find it real quick. Or Holly's probably listening. Holly can probably tell me what the bear's name is. But yeah, that was the Ray. It's like Ray, the lightning bug, firefly. I call it fireflies, lightning bugs. I don't, whatever.
It's the same. It's the same insect. I understand. And by the way, happily ever, Holly. It's good to see you again. Hope you're doing well.
Let's see. Tiana's critters. Meet the critters. Oh man, I'm just not going to find them.
There's lots of bears.
There's so many bears. And you know what is? They gave us a full list of everything.
We have a full list somewhere, and I know they're over there at your blog.
Yeah.
While you're looking, Greg, they are indeed selling Mama Odie's hot sauce. Did you get one of these? And how is it? Sebastian.
I got the hot sauce. I got the spices. Of course, I got the stuff.
Good.
That's of all I wanted, Sam. And I said this before. I wanted the posters of all the characters. And
Sebastian, apparently, I'm assuming that Holly's got it. Sebastian's the name of the small bear. Great.
You know what? She would probably know. I think she has the list up because I can't.
That's perfect. So tell me about the hot sauce. Did you try it?
By the way, are those bears not the cutest thing ever? Like, I'm not saying that they're blowing reeds. Those bears, man. I love them. They're my favorite part of it. Behalia the beaver, man. I love Behalia, but nothing beats Laurie. Laurie is like the coolest character in the world because, Sam, you know I've toured with bands my whole life. So
absolutely,
I know what a roadie is. As an audio engineer and a tour manager, I know what you do on the road. Laurie is a tour manager and roadie for a band. That's all he is. He's a glorified roadie, and he's my man. I love him.
That's absolutely. and yes, tomorrow is the 4th of July, Tyler. And if you stick around, we're going to watch a 1989 4th of July special from Walt Disney World. But we got to get through some more merchandise. So the hot sauce you have, there's a sipper cup. And you're
by the way, hi to John Self. John,
hi, John.
You're amazing. You can check him out. He does some amazing food reviews and stuff. He's probably over at Busch Gardens watching right now.
I would love to know how the beignet is from his point of view.
Yeah, John, give us your review of the beignet. Because he does you like I act like I know what I'm talking about. My man John knows what he's talking about.
I'm with you, man. If he knows what he's talking about, that's awesome.
Hot sauce is great. It really is. I wish they would come out with the other versions of it. But the roasted pepper one is really good. I want to taste the garlic one. The sipper cup, it's great, man. I like it's Tiana. It's great for the kids. And what I was going to say was
this one though. I got my slink dog right here, man. I'm liking the slink.
You certainly, but I don't want to feel like I'm drinking out of a dog's stomach. It's a bit weird, man.
Okay, sure. All right. Keep moving. Keep moving. And you ran into one of the ambassadors there because opening day, of course, everyone's there.
She is. I love the ambassadors. When it was Allie and Rayvon, they were two of the nicest people we've ever met. They were at all the media events we do. They were always generous and gracious with us. Shannon and Serena are the same way. And Shannon is just a beautiful soul inside now. And she has the cast members at the core of her being. And so I give all props to the ambassadors over there.
Absolutely. All right. Some of the other merch. Tell me a little bit about what we have.
This is opening day photo pass. Basically, you could buy this upgrade on the photos. And then this is all in Tiana's Bayou General Store,
which is the exit, which used to be, it is still where you get photo pass or review your photos, right?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if those monitors were still in there.
Yep. But so there's backdrops. Mama Odie on one. You have the Bears. You got one with Timo Leone. You have one with who is it? Lewis, and a few of the other characters going down. There's just, and then of course you see them at the party. Great backdrops. It's really a fun little place.
That's cool, and that's afterwards. So you're supposed to be getting to the party, right? So that's all in Tiana's Bayou General.
That's exactly it, man. It's all open.
Love that it's all open for sure. All
there
right,
you go.
I think this is back.
John, the beignet is a step up from Magic Kingdom. It can compete with the Port Orleans ones. Still messy. See?
Well, we established that it's messy. Greg gave us that much.
Oh, is it messy, my friends?
But that's okay. All right, some more merch. I see plush. All the critters in plush form, I'm assuming.
No bears.
No bears.
No bears.
Are you kidding me?
I would have walked out of there with a set of the bears.
I am super surprised that the bears aren't there.
They'll be out. They'll be out soon. And I want the character posters. The posters that are set up around.
Well, remember, we were hoping for the trading cards based on. We were hoping for that.
Yeah, they went to cast members.
Well, you never know. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
All right, some other
spice
things
rack for all your Leah Chase spices that you buy for Tiana's. There's a spice rack for you. You got the mug and then the teapot. It's all good stuff, man.
Speaking of those spices, tell me a little bit about this.
They got gumbo base. They got a meat steak sauce. They got a chicken spices. They're spice mixes, and you know it's Leah Chase.
It's kind of cool to get those at Disney World. I mean,
that family who runs Dookie Chase in New Orleans. This is what Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Princess Tiana is based off of. So if you're going to buy something, by the way. This is the first time that Leah Chase and Dookie Chase has ever sold their blend of spices ever. Disney came in and helped out this small business, Black-owned business, and said, we'll help you design it. We'll help you put it together. And now they're selling it in Disney parks and stuff. And you know what? It's good. It's good, Sam.
That's awesome.
It's good.
Such a great story. And I remember seeing that story on Disney Parks blog as part of the run-up to Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Hey, Patrick, welcome in. Patrick is celebrating his 1-year anniversary of being off the Star Cruiser.
Oh, is he? He's also celebrating. We're watching Acolyte multiple times, which we'll talk about later. We don't have time for that today. I'd love to talk about it because one of the coolest things I ever saw, Greg, in live action was in today's episode. It was so cool.
I did watch it a few hours ago.
Then we'll talk about it later. I don't want to drop any spoilers or anything.
No.
Purses, were there any Doonies?
Yes.
What I didn't see a picture of in all your pictures, I didn't see any Spirit jerseys. Did you just not take a picture of them?
You know why, Sam? We did not get there for Media Day this year. So you were traveling and I was not invited. Everybody else put out the Spirit jersey in the ears. I tried to do something different. I tried to bring people what they hadn't seen before.
I understand. I got it. And we have a Dooney and another type of purse. At top left corner, is that a Christmas ornament? What is that?
No, that is a light up crown, like a night table light up crown that you would put on your kid's table. Yeah.
Super cool.
They do have ornaments. They do have a few other things, which, by the way, I forgot to get the picture of this, and I'm kicking myself right now. When you enter Magic Kingdom, there is posters for every attraction on both entrances.
Absolutely.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure is finally up, and it is a poster in the front. And I wish I had that picture, and
I
sorry
expected
I
it to
forgot
be,
to.
and I wanted to try to determine which one they'd taken down to put it up.
Absolutely, they had 2 new Loungeflies.
We expected Loungeflies. Absolutely.
Yep. Lots there.
Without a doubt. I see some pass holder merch here. How much of that was there, Greg?
You're looking at it.
That's it. A pin and a t-shirt.
A pin and a t-shirt. And you know what? The shirt's cool, man. It's really nice material. It's opening day special merchandise that you're gonna buy. It's $34.99, and I forget how much the pin was, like 19 or something like that.
Yeah, but it's pass holder merchandise, so they already know you're going to get 20% off of it because you're a pass holder. So
and it's built
already
in,
got that priced in.
Yeah, it's great. It looks good too.
Right? Is that a
Thomas Kincaid? Art? Yes, it's not a Thomas Kincaid, but it looks like a Thomas Kincaid art piece.
Okay,
this was specially crafted to show the finale of Tiana's Bayou Adventure by a local artist, and I think they did a great job.
That is cool. I love it. And of course, the Tiana ears you have there, those are not pass holder ears. Those are just ears.
Nope,
right?
Ears, and they do light up.
Great. Awesome. Yep. I have another picture of the hot sauce. Apparently, I got that in there twice. But we also have the gummy frogs.
Some, my friend. You want that hot sauce. I'm telling you.
The gummy frogs, are those only in Tiana's back in Co-op, or are they all over the park?
No, they are Disney World, man. All those hanging up candies you can find all over.
Any place where you used to find Goofy's Candy Company, basically.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. They have gummy frogs. They have different nut collections. They have like pecans, whatever you want to say.
Pecans, tomato.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, those are 2 different flume ride sculptures. Are they toys? Are they ornaments? What are they?
One is a toy, like a little pullback. The top one is like a pullback toy that you let go.
It looks like the train or something like
The other one is part of a statue that is like $198.
Oh, I messed up and didn't have the rest of the statue because we have other things that we need to get.
No. I messed up and didn't get a picture of the full statue. I will take full responsibility for my.
You just went. There's a log flume and it has a bunny on the front of it, and that's not right. And I'm taking a picture of that.
That's exactly what I did.
I love it. All right, let's hot parks. Tiana's awesome. It's opened. It's running. It's going. It's Lightning Lane only. Hopefully, you guys all get to ride it. Let us know what you think and what your thoughts are there. Over at Epcot, new maps at Epcot as well. Love that we now have all of the World Discovery, World Showcase, World Celebration, and World Nature listed with all of the attractions open. Love this.
What's great is how Test Track looks on there, and yet it does list that it's shut down.
Test Track looks like Test Track on here, but we know when one attraction opens, something else goes down. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure is open, and Test Track is down now for its refurbishment and Test Track 3.0, as we're already calling it.
Yep.
It's great to have a sponsor in a pavilion and things that get updated every 10 years, and that's where we are.
Yeah. If you had a guess, Tiana's took a year and 4 months. A year and 4 months.
Yep.
What do you think for Test Track?
I wish I knew the scope of the changes they're making. I'm going to assume, like moving the Test Track 2.0 from the original Test Track, it was a gut of the queue area and a complete redo with the cars that you build. We expect that that's going to go away. So I'm going to expect a more elaborate type of a pre-show. I'm going to hope for much more EV-related things that are real, right? Because 10 years ago, they were still speculating on what electric vehicle would look like. 10 years down the road today, I see them on the road all the time, right? It's not something new. They're out there. So let's talk about what happens next and where things are headed. So I'm more interested in the pre-show and post-show. The inside attraction, I believe, will be the same, just different scenes, and that's cool. But I'm interested in pre and post, what they do.
Yeah. Year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Real quick, to go back, I'm going to go back to rides opening and ride closings.
Yes.
This is about to happen at Magic Kingdom again also. Peter Pan is going to shut down this week.
Okay.
For 6 weeks. It's going to be a long
Peter Pan's down for
summertime.
6 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
Peter Pan's down, but I think we teased, I don't think we said at the beginning of the show, 2 things open, 2 things close.
Yeah.
So we got one of each so far. So Test Track is closing, Tiana's is opening, and we know that Peter Pan is going down. What's the other thing that's coming back?
I just blanked. Oh, Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster is back online. Yes. Anything? Have you ridden it since it came back?
Say that again.
Have you ridden since it's back? Rock and Roller Coaster.
No, I unfortunately.
I just wondered if there were any
so I didn't
changes.
go to the parks.
If this is just maintenance, it's normal stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah, they updated lighting. They updated a little bit of the ride. It's smoother. People are saying I'm going to be over the air to the parks tomorrow for July 4th.
I'm sure there's new merch in the back.
Which,
every time they do.
Go ahead. Coming back in Magic Kingdom is they are starting cast member testing for Country Bears.
Nice. Yes, we have a date for that, do we not?
July 17th.
July 17th. That's right around the corner. So
yes.
Country Bears will be back very soon. Love that. I'm interested over in Rock and Roller Coaster when you get there. It seems like every time they do a refurb, there's less and less references to Aerosmith. But they're still there. There's just
which is fine by me as I hate Aerosmith fan.
Well, don't hate.
I've never seen a band more that I've hated more in my. I've seen them like 10 times. Because every time
I haven't seen them that many times, but I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm at 10 times. Yeah.
All right. Which, by the way, it's the 4th of July. So you know what the 4th of July means?
Party?
In Disney speak?
Fireworks?
Halfway to the holidays, halfway to Christmas. That's what 4th
We're
going
to dedicate a whole show to that. There's too much to talk about, but highlights, my friend. Jollywood Nights is coming back. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. July 10th to all on sale to regular guests. Tickets range between $129 and $189, depending on which party, depending on what day, depending on what discount. There's a lot going on with it.
Yes.
Epcot Festival of Holidays, Disney Christmas Tree Stroll, the whole shebang, and it's a lot. It's quite a lot.
I love it. We'll get back to that. In the meantime, before we jump into the holiday spectacular, I did want to talk about where we were when we started off, which was 3 weeks ago when I was there and you and I were walking around. We were talking about Lightning Lane and the best way to do it, and getting up at 7 a.m. and getting that first Lightning Lane, and then at 9 a.m. getting the second one, and then every 2 hours make sure you're getting your next Lightning Lane based on what's available. Well, Disney made a whole bunch of changes and introduced some things that I guess we should
all those notes coming. Sam, we took a lot of notes, right? We're just gonna take all of them and we're gonna take those notes and we're gonna throw them out.
That's it.
Because they don't matter anymore.
They don't matter anymore. But in retrospect, Greg, if you look at the opening of Tiana's, the changes to the DAS system, all of these things seem to have been needed to happen before they could do this new multi-day Lightning Lane.
Yeah, but that DAS change, they didn't have to throw it on the DAS community.
I understand that, and I don't want to open that can of worms.
I will get off my soapbox.
I don't want to open that can of worms, but
no. Okay,
what they've done.
Yeah,
what they've done is, in reality, removed a lot of people from the Lightning Lane line so that they can do this.
Sell more.
Yes. Now, regardless of how or what they did, that's another show, and I know you got a soapbox. You'll jump on
and
that, so I don't
look,
go there.
and I'll be very brief and very simple with it. Disney can now plan how many Lightning Lanes, multi-pass, Lightning Lane, single pass they could sell per ride, and they will have a better handle on how many people are going to be using this before they show up to the park. Then they know how many they have for sale for that day. But when you have DAS pass holders in there, you can't account for how many they will be in there during the day. So this makes Disney able to see who's using it more and where they need to allocate more people to be at for these things. I understand
it makes sense.
And
so give me the high level of what they're introducing. This has not taken effect yet. It goes into effect later in July. But you can purchase Lightning Lane, or you can get this multi-day. Explain to me, because I've been disconnected.
July 27th, what you have known as Genie Plus is now no more. It is now called Lightning Lane Multipass. Major things to remember. Lightning Lane itself is now known as Lightning Lane Single Pass. So real quick, Lightning Lane Single Pass, very easy to describe. If you had ever purchased a virtual queue or a Lightning Lane for Guardians of the Galaxy, for Tron, Rise of the Resistance, that's what Lightning Lane Single Pass is. The
and
only
I can still
difference,
do that. Buy
you
one
can still do
attraction.
that.
I want this. Okay.
You can absolutely still do that. That is Lightning Lane Single Pass. Lightning Lane Multipass is and was Genie Plus, except with some added benefits. If you are a resort holder, you may now purchase it 7 days in advance. If you are not a resort guest but have tickets, you can purchase this 3 days in advance with some highlights. And the highlights are, if you purchase this 7 days in advance or any time before you get to the park, you will be able to see the times and the return times for those specific rides that you want to ride, along with Lightning Lane Single Pass rides that you want to buy. You can purchase them all together and one transaction for your whole stay. And you can also see the times before you hit payment.
Okay. So
you now have tier levels on Lightning Lane Multipass. You used to use Fast Pass Plus, which there was tiers. There was an A or Group A, Group B, Tier 1, Tier 2.
Pick one from this tier, pick from this tier. Yep.
Right. Think of it as, why do we call it an E attraction? Because it was a ticket for one of the more exciting attractions. And then they A, B, C, D, they would go down the list. This time it breaks it into 2. So your single tier or your top tier rides are going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Peter Pan, stuff like that.
Mine Train. Is Mine Train still there? Is Mine?
Yes.
So here's a question for you. Is Mine Train only going to be available to purchase like it had been? Like Tron was either virtual queue or buy it.
Right.
But Seven Doors Mine Train was, you had to buy it. You couldn't get it any other way.
Oh,
if I'm right, someone correct me if I'm wrong. That's the way I remember it.
Yeah, so that's the way it was. I have the tier list, and I could go through and tell you, and I would.
That's okay. We don't need to go through it.
But yeah. Think of Tron is on that tier 1. Think of everything that you can't buy on Lightning Lane. So all the bigger attractions that aren't, like Test Track would have been on there. A few other things would have been on there. Whereas in Lightning Lane Single Pass is still the Trons, Guardians of the Galaxy, Remy. Remy may be off of it. Excuse me. Remy may be off of it. But yeah, there is no tier list at Animal Kingdom at all.
Not even Pandora?
Nope. Nothing. There is no tier list.
Well, so it used to be, basically it was Pandora and the Safari. It was like pick one back in the Fast Pass days.
Yeah.
It was that. Like you could pick one of these two. You couldn't have them both. But interesting. It's almost... as this gets closer, I haven't seen a demo of this, which I'd love to see how it works, what you click on. That's something that we'll get to.
Here's the tiers. I finally figured it out. I got it.
Okay.
So your tier 1 attraction at Magic Kingdom is Big Thunder Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Space Mountain, Tiana's Bayou. Tier 2 would be everything else. Tron and Seven Dwarfs is part of Lightning Lane Single Pass.
Okay. Or Tron, you can still get virtual queue for Tron.
Right. Yes.
But you can't get virtual queue for Seven Dwarfs. That's interesting to me.
Right. So it's either you wait in regular line or whatever. Tier 1 attractions over Epcot is Frozen, Remy's, and Soarin' Around the World. All weird ones.
The Test Track will get it. I'm surprised Frozen isn't in there. Okay.
Frozen is tier 1.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Test Track will be when it's back online.
Yeah. And then obviously Guardians is part of Lightning Lane. Tier 1 over at Hollywood Studios is Mickey and Minnie, Millennium Falcon, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Slinky Dog Dash.
Yep, Slinky Dog. But not Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania. That is a tier 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And then your single Lightning Pass is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance.
So we have a lot to talk about this multi-day pass. We need to talk about
So
a couple
much.
other things you mentioned. There's so much, but it is the 4th of July tomorrow. There are some cool things happening. I have
Multi-pass.
Yeah, and hopefully the audio is going to work here. There's no sound initially, but I kept
all right.
here. Go
Are
ahead.
you Regis and I'm Mary Hart?
We could do that, sure. Are we getting any audio? I'm not getting any audio just yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I have audio set up because of this music that's playing. So one of the other cool things here, this is indeed. Hold on 1 minute. I need to check something. I'm going to pause us for just 1 second, and I'm going to get right back to this. Give me just 1 second to check something out here.
We'll just let Sam take that. So anyway, 1989, the parade and the spectacular down. We don't have Magic Kingdom parades other than Festival of Fantasy and the cavalcades right now. So we don't get the holiday parade like they used to have, which we need to come back. By the way, major rumor. You know, I don't like to do speculations, innuendos, and rumors. They are working on a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the reasons why I picked this particular parade was there we go.
Can't hear it.
You cannot?
No.
Oh, well, why can't you hear it?
I don't know, because it hates me.
Let me stop my share and reshare, because it's very possible that I didn't do the good old share sound, right? You know how that's a thing that you have to do.
Look, I'll talk over it and start singing, man. You just
know that you
tell me what you think is playing, and I'll be like a trombone.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Oh, look, there's Sam's computer. Yeah.
Stop that.
We're not amateurs here, people. We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
Somebody knows what we're doing. Sam's in charge, people. He's our producer. Share
audio, screen one, share.
Let's do
the same thing, but let's see what we got.
13 years.
You got anything?
I can hear it.
All right, there we go. This is the Walt Disney World 4th of July Spectacular 1989.
Joining Mickey Mouse and the Disney family in a park-wide Star-Spangled Salute, Tony, Emmy, and Golden Globe Award winner Carol Channing.
Oh, besides this, the electrical parade that used to play.
To America.
Clearly the beginning here.
Is filled with the lyrical sounds of four-time female country vocalist of the year, Janie Prickey. From Pleasure Island, it's the first teen group to have 3 top 10 singles.
Ever hear these
one
guys?
album. Singing and dancing sensations, the New Kids on the Block.
The New Kids. Is it New Kids or is it Backstreet Boys?
14
That's New Kids, man.
Grammy Award winners, the Temptations.
Oh, that was New Kids, yeah.
Oh, that's the Temptations. Look at that, man.
Colorful and
What's that, Robert Preston and the Music Man going down Main Street?
Yes. Night comes alive
and look at night. There's a nighttime parade. Great.
Main Street
There is. Look at that.
Favorite
Main Street Electrical Parade.
And we got Ronald McDonald.
I mean, reigning Miss America, Gretchen
and
Carlson.
Miss
the Mickey Mouse
America.
Musketeers invade Typhoon
New Kids on the Block.
Their own special 4th of July.
That special right there with the New Kids.
Family Ties Mark Price.
Yeah.
For the ride of a lifetime.
Look what's new.
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain's brand new in Disneyland. And the mannequin dance is great.
Look at the dancers. Gosh.
I've never seen the
Sandy Patty.
Which, by the way, this special was a 2-hour-long special on the 4th of July.
All over America, family and friends get together for picnics, parties.
Look, there's the Admiral Fowler.
July Spectacular is no exception. We kick
Contemporary
it off
with no Bay Lake Tower.
Square, New York, New York.
Washington Square.
Of the new Disney MGM studio.
Wow.
They call it Washington Square, dude.
Yeah.
All right, as soon as the music starts, I turn the volume down and I go to double speed because we can't really get through this. But what you're going to notice here is quite the spectacular back on the streets of America. Here comes Pluto with his friends.
Look at Goofy all dressed up like that. That's cool.
Yes. So this is double speed.
Yeah. Look at that. Man, this is when they used to be able to film back there. And
yes, this is early on.
Goofy is a Keystone Cop.
Goofy is a Keystone. They make it look huge, don't they? All the angles.
Oh my God, it's massive looking.
It is, and by the way, that is double speed.
What they're
moving fast because it's double speed. But look at this.
Look at how fast she's dancing. Oh,
I didn't want to not have this though, because here comes a marching band, for crying out loud.
yeah, and of course, man. Look
Mickey
at that.
in front
Led
of that
by
band?
Mickey. Look at the old Mickey too. That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. 76 trombones in the big parade.
That's
Followed by
probably
rows
the song.
and rows. We'll get demonetized just for that.
No,
Yeah,
they're making a big split here in the middle.
look at that.
There's
They're
a lot
going
of
all
people
around
back
them.
there watching.
Yeah. I don't see real guests.
Did you see people hanging from the windows in a quick?
Yes,
thing
I just
there?
saw that. Like,
And I don't ever remember seeing people in the windows on the second floor of the Streets of America.
Yeah,
But they were there.
and there weren't office buildings back there. Like, at least on Main Street, every once in a while you can catch a human being upstairs.
Right. I've never seen that there. And by the way, it gets dark very fast during this filming, especially when you're in this
Right.
a little bit of time lapse.
It's
Yes,
still great,
the
man.
sun is setting very quickly.
Yes. Well, that's Florida that time of year. But this is filmed.
Yeah.
This is definitely done in like May or June. Because it doesn't get dark it takes hours for it to get dark right now.
There you go. Boom, it's dark now.
Yeah. It is 9:46 and there's still a hint of light outside.
Yeah.
So I love Disney World.
Yeah, clearly all recorded and staged, but it's great. Look, fireworks right above them.
Right
How
off
many
of
people do
it.
that today.
Welcome to
I don't think you could have
Washington
fireworks
Square.
blowing up over
New York, it's a heck of
Welcome
a
to
town.
Washington Square.
Washington Square, yeah.
Did you ever hear it referred to as Washington Square before?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, so that was over. I slowed it down again. Let's see what's coming up.
Yeah.
Screaming into the Magic Kingdom for a fantastic 4th of
Who
July.
is this?
That's
Good evening, everybody. I'm
Willard Scott.
Scott, and welcome
The
to
Winterman.
Willard
National
Scott.
4th of July Spectacular.
The first
Where's
Ronald McDonald.
Regis?
Show is really special.
He
because
is the
my
first Ronald
good old
McDonald.
American
Yes, he
pride
is.
of Independence Day.
He's the one who's given me
Wonderful
nightmares for
and
50
joining me
years.
is the reigning Miss America, Gretchen Carlson. Hi, Gretchen.
The reigning
What a
Miss
unique
America.
life plan. You know,
Yeah.
Walt Disney World is decked out in red, white, and blue.
So this was
365
different
days a year.
because
But every
these
4th of
two
July, the Disney family
are clearly
throws America
reading
the
through the.
best
Well, you
birthday
can see
party
how
she's
this
ever
parade
had.
is
You
staged.
got that right, and I'm sure this year will be no exception. You know,
Yeah, this
besides
is
eating Aunt Rose's potato salad, my
was
favorite part-
huge for Disney. Like, I remember watching this every
Mine
once in a
too.
while on
Here at
July
Walt Disney
4th.
World, we have
Yeah.
We would record it.
Parade.
You got it.
Absolutely,
And
me
Disney's
too.
All-America Parade
That's how I
is
got
special
this.
because it has floats that
Right.
represent Americans from all over the country.
And no parade would be complete without a marching band.
You
So
need a
we've
band.
invited 3 of the country's best.
So what do you say we strut on over to the Disney MGM Studio Theme Park and let the high stepping begin? My arm, man.
So they're
Just
going to
just
studios
south
for the
of
parade.
Magic Kingdom. Across
Yeah.
These are the bands.
where the theme park makes you feel like you're back in
Yeah,
the
I don't know. That's kind of, I mean,
It's
yeah,
designed with
of
actual
course, you got a
lighting,
lot of space for them.
including a replica of the band's
This is the
Chinese
year
theme,
it opened,
perched
right?
at the end of
89.
Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah,
And on that street of dreams is the
Wow.
Kentucky Lions marching band.
it does look huge, man.
Band
Like,
is under the direction
look,
of David
yes,
Collins.
clothiers is still
And
exactly the
for those who
same.
are looking for a few
Yes.
good men, the band is playing the Marine version of Sousa's famous march.
Where did they start at? That's what I want to know.
Disney
I think
MGM
they started
Studios
right in the middle of it,
sponsored by
and
their
you're
You
going to
think
see here in
so?
a minute.
It's gotta be
Well, you're going to see in a minute that they cut from this band to the next band that's in the same spot. So I think they just went with these 3 bands really quick.
Yeah.
Because they go by pretty fast.
It's truly
They
an
do.
all-star band selected from schools all across the state of Kentucky.
And
Here's the
Gretchen,
next
our
one.
next group of all-stars is from Iowa. And the Lions Club there.
So it's
shows the
Kentucky,
Central
Iowa,
League
and Mississippi were the 3
United States
bands.
representative.
Oh, the heartbeat of America right there.
Dave Rudd.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites, Old Man River.
Hey, I know that old man
Old
River
Man
definitely
River.
There's a lot of
Here they
people
are.
in studios right here. And here's your. This is the 3rd of the 3
Under
bands,
the direction of
Mississippi.
Dr. Kim.
Considering there wasn't that much to do, there's a lot of people there.
There sure are.
They have won
Yeah.
16
There sure
That's
are.
what-
international
that's
But
what
they
happens
only
when
do
you
these
invite
bands
all
in
these-
studio.
Hey, these
Yeah.
kids have done so much traveling. Some of
They
their
do these bands at
passports are
studio,
metal
then they jump back to
paperback.
Magic Kingdom. And in Magic Kingdom, it's the America
Okay,
Parade.
let's
That
move
one
on.
I had a
Magic Kingdom
fast
is the
forward,
start
so
of the
here we go.
All-America Parade.
There we are.
And escorting our first float is the
God, I
Walt
love this
Disney
style from
Band.
1989.
So
See, that
I
looks
had
like Robert
to.
Preston.
Yes. So they played that America, America song
Yeah.
again and again and again.
Wow,
And
look at
there,
that
Look at that.
float.
There's the Constitution right there. The preamble
Yeah.
is the that was pretty cool. There's Mickey and Minnie on top of the float.
That's pretty cool.
Going
Wow.
through.
Look at them schmoove.
So
they're all in sync.
That was the Spirit of America versus the Voices of Liberty. I'd never heard of the Spirit of America before, but that's the band that's on that float.
What was the name of the Up with People? Isn't that who used to do the Super Bowl every year?
Yeah, they did a lot of Super Bowls. That's what it kind of looks like.
It kind of looked like Up with People.
Yeah.
The streets of Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island.
Hottest groups is taking the stage for their
Wow, yeah, Treasure Island. They're right there. Hey, it's Happy New Year every night at midnight.
But
yes.
they also get the right stuff from the new kids on the block.
Dude, they
wonder what song they're going to play.
Months, they would have been a riot with how many kids were there.
There were tons of kids there. That's why I kept that little clip.
Yeah, that's great.
So you hear that Spirit of America. That's what they keep doing. But then each of these floats goes. The gummy bear, by the way.
Gummy bear.
That was a gummy bear. Yes.
It was.
It makes me wonder if I hit the space bar, it pauses. So I want to make sure I can do that. They go through different areas. So this is supposed to be Cape Cod in New England, and then here's Peter Pan, and they're going through the Old West, and they go through all of these different areas. But the music was definitely going to get us in trouble. We've seen that parade many times, that float many times, right there.
Many times, yeah.
Yes, in different forms. This is the Midwest, I think, that they were going through.
Right, scarecrows.
I
don't know what they're sitting on, but
bears.
Look at the bears. Oh, wow.
Bears.
Yeah, I love the bears.
Pleasure Island.
Yes.
You know the way I feel, Gretchen, is as long as
back to Pleasure Island. I wanted you to
always
see all the kids here and be like, "Oh my gosh,
what a place this is!"
I forgot that's where Pleasure Island was.
Wonderful tradition of its founder, Meriwether Adams Pleasure. You know his motto?
He's talking about the backstory a little bit.
All for fun. And it's Walt Disney World's first entertainment center that has nighttime fun for people of all ages. And now, providing some fun of their own, are the new kids on the block. With
Yeah, I had to kind of skip by that, but I wanted to show the crowd. Look at this.
Yeah, they were just massive.
Thanks a lot. You definitely got the right stuff. And we Walt Disney World and you.
Holly, I left this clip in there for you.
A happy birthday!
The Pleasure Island for more of the new kids on the block. Still to come.
There's something ingrained in me from being a kid about
this
hating
Typhoon Lagoon
clip parade lights up the night
from the Mickey Mouse Club was played in the Easter parade a month before. It was the same clip, the same music video.
Yeah, they just do that.
Yeah, it was the same music video. All right, so back to the parade at Magic Kingdom. Now they're on the Mississippi River, of course.
Right. I love the
Here's the Old West.
Old West. Yeah.
Look, I thought this was Big Thunder for a minute, but I'm like, what is going on with that float?
Best remove your hats and glasses.
There's Goofy.
I like Goofy there. That's a good Goofy. Look, the horse is doing the rope trick.
How they do that?
I don't know how they get the horse to talk in Mr.
Oh,
Ed.
this is Chip and Dale for you there. Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
In their Native American costume.
Wow.
Up on top. Wow. See doing smoke signals?
Dude, I'd like to see them back in the camp on the railroad doing that still.
Yeah.
Imagine just driving there one day and there's Chip and Dale just in
back
their old Indian garb.
Screens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Just blowing smoke screens. That's great.
Just blowing smoke screens. Not sure who. Oh, that's a bear. That's Liverlips, isn't it?
No, that's Wendell.
Okay.
Yeah. Too bad they didn't show his eyes. If they shoot his eyes, you'd be like, oh my God, that's Wendell. There's a lot of bears so far.
There's a lot of bears.
Oh, there's another bear coming. I see it.
There you go. There's Big Al.
Yeah.
No, that's Briar Bear and Bear Fox.
Yeah, there's certainly
Look who just joined me. Members of the Mickey Mouse Club, Tiffany Hale and Brandy Brown.
You know, Willard, it's sure.
Brandy Brown.
These guys are introducing that music video that they had recorded a year earlier and played in an Easter parade and is now playing in the 4th of July.
Well,
because nobody knew someday we'd be looking at these things.
Walt Disney World's newest water park,
Typhoon Lagoon. It was
Awesome.
Did somebody get her a crimper for her hair beforehand? She's like, I want my hair crimped.
I mean, they were.
You know what says
They were.
1989?
Cool.
It's
Remember,
1989,
Tim,
man.
They even had the world's largest
Neon and crimped hair.
made up to
Yes.
7-foot wave breakers.
My dad is 7 foot away.
And she has rolled her eyes every time she's talked.
Playground to me.
Well, all the Mouseketeers decided that we wanted to make a special July the 4th video just for you, Willard. That's right,
But we
Willard.
made it for
and
Easter.
also, all the Mouseketeers sang this video just for you.
Pour moi.
For you.
Roll the videotape. Let's see it.
Yeah, we're not going to play that because I'd get in
Yeah, we're
trouble.
good.
This is what it looks like if you hadn't seen it. This is the same video that was for the Easter parade.
Holly. What do you mean you ripped Tiffany? What happened to Tiffany? Oh my gosh, I now need to know this, Holly. When I'm done,
I
you
don't
can
know.
tell me about Tiffany. Don't say it in chat. Yeah, these are your people.
When we return, we'll have more of the All-America Parade. Visit Disneyland's newest
These are the
thrill ride.
Temptations, man.
The Temptations.
here's
Yeah.
Look, oh my God, look at where they're playing.
They're playing at Oscar's Garage. Yes.
Yeah.
Above Walt Disney World, the skies may be calm.
Dude, that's awesome. Like I never knew that the Temptations played there.
You got motorcycles on Amazing.
Yeah.
There's the old school Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I don't know
I
what Pooh
did.
was wearing
With the big
there.
honey pot on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at those.
All right.
Oh,
Look at
Jason Hampton
Tigger on a
looking there.
surfboard, man.
Tigger on a surfboard.
Yeah, Tigger on a surfboard.
Yeah.
All right. We are coming close to the character that I wanted you to see. He's
Yeah.
on top of this float, Greg. Hopefully I can get him. Look at the top of that float. Do you know who that is?
I
Dude,
can't
it's
see-
Dumbo.
Is that Dumbo in a American outfit
Dumbo.
with top hat and stuff?
It's Dumbo. Hold on. I get
It's
a better shot here in a
Dumbo.
minute. And that's a character. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Have you ever seen Dumbo in any park?
Uh,
I don't think
yes.
so.
Yes.
Have you? Okay.
Yes.
I've never seen Dumbo anywhere.
Dumbo has the black feather in its nose,
Okay.
and it was walking around for one of the parties for one night.
Got it. So Dumbo was on top of that princess.
That's
Sure, why
amazing.
not?
But if you also looked at it, it's like it didn't have the same nose. It had the American outfit on.
Yes.
You guys
Yes.
are having fun. We're having the time of our lives.
All right,
here
over
at
to Splash
Disneyland.
Mountain, dude.
We're celebrating the 4th
Brand
of
new.
July, the birth of our country, and we are proud. And also, right here at Disneyland,
There's
a
Brer
new
Bear,
attraction
Brer
is opening
Rabbit.
to the public. It's called
Yeah, there's a Brer.
Brer Fox.
Look, it was.
There they are.
We get to
Wait a
take
second.
you tonight.
Wait a second.
Wait,
Brer
That was-
Bear.
wait.
Right
When
here.
did they switch Disney
Fox.
World's version from one single rider to double rider?
Disney World was all. This is Disneyland. They went to Disneyland.
And you get to join us.
So Disneyland was always single.
We'll be
And that's
back
where this
with
is.
Bart. But first,
We'll
let's
go back
travel
there in a
Hollywood
second.
Boulevard
Okay.
to see
I was-
MGM Studios here in
you threw
Florida.
me
Yeah,
off
yeah, yeah.
for a
They
second.
jumped to Disneyland for
Feel what it's
Disneyland.
like.
That's
to
called
do its
being a
attractions.
Disney nerd right there.
And let's make
It is.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
our Splash Mountain.
That's
Huff, huff.
Flash.
the Temptation.
Cheerleading Association All-American Collegiate Team struts down Hollywood Boulevard
Oh,
with a
great.
birthday salute.
I cut that one short because
Yeah,
it
that's
would have never
fine.
gotten through.
Look
Remember
at
that?
that.
Catastrophe
Cheerleaders
Cannon?
are here
Wow.
at
Yeah.
the Studio theme park is catastrophe
Remember how much water used to go through that?
disaster.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, it
Look
is.
at how much
Skippy
water.
from Family Ties.
Explosions
Holly.
transform a
Yes, it is, and he's
tranquil
coming up again in a
50-foot
minute.
canyon into a mountain of trouble. And
Wow,
now,
look at that.
another thrilling mountain. This one at Disneyland in California.
That's
Here's
crazy,
Family
the amount of
Ties.
water that was going through that ride.
Here we go.
I am
That's
standing in
Skippy.
front of Splash Mountain. Do you see this? This is Disneyland's latest attraction, and they've outdone themselves. It's a cross between Big Thunder Mountain and Pirates of the Caribbean, all in
Maybe,
one
yeah,
ride. And
no,
it's
not
a
really.
log ride.
Okay.
It's fast, and it's steep, and it's wet, and it's. Well, here, let me show you.
All right. I clearly needed to cut the zippity doo dah music that's playing in the background right now.
Want me to
But
sing
by
it
the
for you?
way, if anyone's interested, YouTube, Sam's Disney Diary, you will find this 4th of July parade and some others 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. I think that's all they did. I have 5 or 6 of them. I don't remember, but here you go.
Man,
One
I
look into
wish
Splash
they
Mountain.
still did this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's cool. I mean, they've
Yeah.
streamed fireworks from there before. Why can't they stream their fireworks live?
Right.
4th of July. I think they could.
They've done it.
They've done it for other things.
Yeah.
There's your there is Splash Mountain in all of its glory. Some interesting shots. All of the animatronics working at that point in time. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, Patrick, absolutely. That's what Greg was getting confused with. Disneyland's single, Disney World's double, and it's the opposite for Space Mountain.
Right.
Because ours is single and theirs is double.
Hey, everybody! What do you
Hey,
think?
Skippy.
Well, the verdict is in, and the jury is wet. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I've got a ride to catch.
That's another
Back
reason
to
why
you
I went
guys
with
at
this
Disney
year.
World.
Skippy?
Back here, the theater
No,
of the
no,
Stars
no,
in the
Splash
Disney
Mountain.
Animation Studio is ablaze for country music.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. That's the year it opened, and now we have.
Oh, I
Tiana's
know what
that
I wanted to
opened.
show you there.
Certainly is not.
And that's right. You know, there's a tradition.
I skipped it. I'm going to go back for just a second because I want
Certainly
to
is
point
not.
something
That's
out
right.
here.
You know,
Because
Happy
this
4th
is
of July, everybody. I've got a ride to catch.
this is the
Back to you guys at
not the
Disney
American Arts
World.
Theater, the
Back here, the theater of the Stars.
the Theater of the Stars. This is the center hub. And
Yes.
this is the Theater of the Stars right off of the center hub.
Yeah, it was
It's not
right
yet
off of
because
the main
Sunset
road.
Boulevard's not open yet. So that's where she is
The
performing
Disney
in
MGM
that.
studio is ablaze for country music sensation.
Right, and they used to have those cement like square seats out there or something.
Yes. So that's what the old Theater of the Stars looked like before Sunset Boulevard was installed. That's
Yeah,
where
look at that.
she
These
was
palm
performing.
trees are
that's
still up.
right. You know, there's a tradition
Yeah,
here
of course,
called
I couldn't let her perform.
Spectacular.
And it's only performed.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't need to be demonetized on everything.
Especially because it stars Tony, Emmy, and Golden Globe Award winner Carol Channing.
Once a night is good. Huh? We don't
Yeah,
need to do the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
show.
Let me tell you, it's been great working with you.
Oh, you made it easy, Willard.
I'm going to miss you.
Thanks, Willard.
Seat in the front row.
Thanks,
I got
Willard.
friends here. I know from Mouse.
Ladies
You would, you
boys
clown.
and girls, Mickey Mouse.
Love that voice, by the way. Right?
Yep.
And welcome to my Star-Spangled Spectacular.
You know what he looks like
Wow,
right there?
you go,
He looks
baby.
like Apollo Creed in Rocky 4.
Kinda. He does with that red,
does,
white, blue
man.
shorts. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to box.
James Brown should be coming out and singing.
So clearly I had to
Living
lower
in
the volume
America.
here. That's what it looks like. So this is on the castle stage.
Yeah.
Castle stage
And it's
was
the
much
old castle
bigger.
stage, too. That's wooden
Oh,
and
absolutely
stuff.
it is. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely the old castle
They're
stage.
missing the big round things that they built, turrets they built into it and stuff.
Yep, all that's missing. Lots
Yep.
of room. It looks like lots of room in front of the castle there.
Yeah,
actually.
lots of room.
Not
Wow,
that there
look at
isn't
that.
a lot of room today, but it's quite the. Yeah, watching it on double speed's kind of cool sometimes.
Yeah. Speaking of the parks, by the way, while we're watching this, they were empty.
Yeah, what's going on for the 4th?
So they canceled tonight over at Epcot. We just found out. Apparently, weather's about to move through.
No.
Magic Kingdom still happened, so they did their regular fireworks and then the Spirit of America fireworks.
So they did Happily Ever After, and then
Yes.
they did Spirit of America. Okay,
Yeah.
which is typical for the 3rd and the 4th. They would do those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Other than that, it's empty. I like Rise of the Resistance at around 6 p.m. today. 40 minutes.
Wow, I would have considered
Yeah.
getting in that.
Yeah. Nothing else was that much worse. I think Rock and Roller Coaster was 60 minutes, was the top one. Ariel
Because
was
it's
60
just
minutes.
back. Hey,
Yeah.
Minnie's out with I forget who that is.
Oh, darling. That's not Cloris Leachman. Nah.
Carol?
I can't think of her name. Holly,
Carol
where
Channing?
are you?
No.
Holly. Well, you're not nice. She was in Alice in Wonderland,
Okay.
the cartoon. Oh my gosh. What is her name? It's driving me nuts.
Anyone? We'll find it. I know I have it.
It's
in the credits of this thing, but
Yeah.
so she's singing and dancing, and Mickey had his number. Now Minnie has her number, and then we get the fireworks themselves.
Carol Channing.
There you go.
That's it.
Carol Channing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
looked. But she was in Alice in Wonderland, that made for TV one in the 80s. It's one of the greatest
don't
versions
recall
of Alice
that.
in Wonderland. Oh, it's a weird. Oh,
Well,
live
Alice
action
in Wonderland is
1984.
weird, right?
Yeah, well, this one's weird,
Yeah,
man.
it is weird. Is this Mickey back with his other friends? Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
got the
Spirit of
army
76 outfit. I will see him tomorrow morning.
in that outfit.
Yeah, I'm going to throw up at the end. I'll throw up a few images I want to share from last year.
Yeah,
But we are going over to the parks at 9 a.m. and we're going to go ride Guardians and go see Mickey, Pluto, Minnie, Goofy.
are
Chip
the
and
Voices
Dale.
of Liberty doing anything interesting?
Yes, they always do. Yeah, they do a
always
cool
on the
medley.
4th, yes. What else is for the 4th?
You have that. You have Voice of Liberty, Liberty Tree Tavern, or not Liberty Tree. What is that? Regal Eagle Smokehouse has got some special stuff. Other than that,
Okay.
the 4th of July fireworks over at the
Kingdom.
resort area of Magic Kingdom. It's a 360 fireworks going on over there. So we're
Sure.
going to go over there and we're going to check that out tomorrow night, because if it was crowded down here right now, we wouldn't go. But I'm telling you, man, the parks are emptier than I've ever seen.
That's interesting.
Yes, it's very interesting right now.
Yes,
So yeah,
that's
that's
super
it. Oh, I mean, there's not that much going on. Like they did do the food and treats. Flavors of Florida starts Friday here.
At Disney
Flavors
Springs.
of Florida started at July 1st, but the first cooking demonstration is this Friday. We'll be over there on Friday doing that.
That's at Disney Springs, right?
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
is this the Miss Piggy ending for Muppet Vision?
It is.
It looks like it, the way the Statue of Liberty is dressed up there.
I know. That thing's
If that was
huge,
Miss
man.
Piggy,
Where did
that would
that
be
come
perfect.
from?
I don't know.
Right.
It's
Wow,
for
look at all
TV.
that. Oh, I love the fireworks on the ground.
Yeah, it's like the Jack Skellington, but in 1989.
Yeah, and much larger. Oh, it moves.
That's a person. It's Miss Piggy.
It's Miss Piggy. That's great.
Now, interesting here, it went to live in the corner of the screen for the first time for the
Yeah, it did.
ending, which makes me think that they did indeed broadcast the fireworks live. Everything up to this point had been pre-recorded. But
you would have to see how long the fireworks themselves lasted, because that's not live.
maybe.
Yeah.
So that again, to keep everybody in perspective, that is double time and speed, and the fireworks look really good. This was 1989. They weren't shooting as often as they are today.
Yeah.
Right. But it looks really good when you look at it in double speed.
Right. Looks great. Oh, bless
Sandy Patty
America.
giving us our songs here. Yeah, but it's cool that they did this, and I wish that they did some other.
Look at how
4th of July
few fireworks they are
spectacular.
really lighting off. You're absolutely right on that. They
Yes.
did not put off as many fireworks.
Um,
Now it's nonstop.
It is, and this is double speed, and there's still a little bit of space in between them.
Yeah. And they're like single ones. They're not.
Let's see what the finale is. We're not that far off.
Yeah. I'm sure the finale's great, but what a weird shot of that.
Yeah, that shot's got to be from the Poly.
Yeah.
The flag. That was from across the lagoon. I'm thinking it's
Right.
Poly. I might be wrong.
Yeah, there's the train station.
Yeah.
Now she's off to the side on the by Liberty Tree. Or not Liberty Tree, Liberty Square, whatever that is.
Yes. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. She's not live. She's absolutely not live, because there's no fireworks or lighting of fireworks going off anywhere near her in those shots.
Right. You're right.
It's like,
No,
you
you're
would
right.
see
There
a
should be reflection. There should be something.
Yeah.
That can be, I'm not. So what's interesting is the flashes going off on Main Street. That was the end of it.
That's
The flashes going off on Main Street.
Right.
As if it's going to help take the picture of fireworks. The flash.
Yeah.
You
And
just got a
people
picture
still
of the
do
tops
that.
of
It's like,
you got a picture of the people's tops of the heads that are in front of you. That's it. But anyway, that was cool to watch. I'm glad we got to. But we got so much more to keep up on.
There's so much going on down here. So I'm going to, where's my window? Here we go. I'm going to share that.
Yeah. If you got something to share, please do.
Yeah.
Oh, those are your pictures from last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Mickey, Pluto, and Goofy. Yeah, Mickey's hat is a little different than the one we just saw, but still. Oh, that's That's not the right way. This way. Chip and Dale from last year?
Sure. That's all near American Adventure, it looks like.
Yeah, that's the alley. The other one
they're-
is underneath where the kids' cot is.
Yes.
By the
yes.
restrooms.
Mickey's
So
out.
they'll be out
Mickey's in the
tomorrow.
shade. Chip and
Yeah.
Dale are out in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
The Regal Eagle
will
gets some
Smokehouse, you wanna
decorations.
eat there. And
That's
then
great.
the Voice of Liberty.
In their, I love the Voices of Liberty on 4th of July. Can't beat that. I have.
Can't beat
There
that.
is a Sam Station diary of exactly that. Voices of Liberty on the 4th of July from 5-6 years ago. So,
Which,
was
speaking of that, you can always get Sam at samsdisneydiary.com, or if you, hopefully you're watching on his YouTube right now, you can get him at Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube. Please go check out. He's got such a great history. And then also Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. You can get me at Fantasyland News on everything. Fantasyland News on Instagram, on my YouTube, on Facebook, all that other good stuff. Sam, I think that's pretty much it. We went through everything today. Anything else you want to say?
That's it, man. No, thank you. So, you know what? Check out Greg over at Fantasyland News. Great job on your daily 5s. The news videos you got are awesome. I love the setup that you got there. You're moving things around. Does that hey, hey dance?
Yes, it does, my friends.
Can you do that?
No.
Is it possible? Oh, yes. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So with that, Greg,
right. There's a lot of chicken noises. Hold on. There's another chicken by me. So this is the chaos of my house.
With that, I think your line is end of line, right? And from me, it's Convolution. We'll see you next Wednesday. Promise I'll be back next Wednesday. We got some vacations coming up later in July, but we'll see you next Wednesday with so much more this week at Walt Disney World with Sam and Greg. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.